All right, hey, Joe, everybody. Matt the Greeter, coming at you live. Mostly alive. Oh, oh man. Never mind. All right, let's talk about. All right, listen, I'm not a vegetarian. No, sir. Not a vegetarian, but I don't eat as much, you know, like, I don't have as many hamburgers as I would like. Hello, sir. You know, or something like that. When's the last time I had, like, a meatloaf or something like that? You know, I'm not really sure. Meat costs a lot of money these days, and we just don't eat a lot of it. My wife is not a vegetarian either. She just doesn't eat a lot of meat. But anyway, there are some alternatives, and there are some alternatives to avoid when it comes to avoiding meat. So let me start off by saying, so my wife makes this thing, and it's for like when we make tacos and stuff. So instead of having ground beef, she makes, don't go anywhere, she makes this like lentil stuff, and it's really heavily seasoned, and it's very satisfying. So if you're looking to have something meat-ish when you're having tacos, but you're trying to avoid meat for some reason, you could try this like lentil thing, because it comes out looking somewhat like meat, but it's not pretending to be meat. So there's where I lose you. If you're pretending to be meat, things tend to get skeevy. But this doesn't pretend to be meat, but it's like, if you like eating meat in your tacos, but but for some reason you're not able to, or you no longer wish to eat meat, but you want a similar experience, you could try something like the lentil stuff she makes. That's really good. The other thing I really like is falafel. I know, well, listen, I'm from a diverse area, so like, you know, we have that stuff around here, and it's made by people who know how to make it, right? So if you haven't had falafel before, it's like, I'm not even going to tell you what's in it, all right? But if you're in the Boston area, if you're just outside of Boston, there's a couple of spots that have pretty good falafel. There's a place called Habibi in a town called North Attleboro. I know these are fairy tales, but a place called Habibi in North Attleboro makes a very delightful falafel. And you might think you're eating some sort of a meatball kind of thing. Very highly seasoned, and very savory. And you eat one and you're like, man, you know, can I get another 10 of these, you know? But they're filling too, by the same token. And so Byblos is in a town called Norwood, Massachusetts. So there's a place called Byblos, which my wife and I were given a gift card to, and their falafel there is like, it will change your life. I said after I ate it, I've had it twice there on that same gift card, and I said, like, if there was a food truck that was selling that, I might be going behind it with a net on my motorcycle just in case one fell out. Do you know what I mean? It was that good. And again, it is not pretending to be meat, but it's enthusiastically being what it is. So the falafel that I've tried was really, really good, and I wouldn't even realize I was missing meat in the meal if I was eating the falafel at either of those places. So again, if you're looking to avoid meat for whatever reason, you could consider something like that. And now I'll tell you something you should probably avoid, and I haven't had one in years. It was a tofu hot dog, and it was weird. It wasn't Weird Al weird, it was weird. It was like bottom of a junior high kid's book bag weird kind of thing. And you know, part of the problem was it was pretending to be a hot dog. And you know what I'm saying? If it was, nah, it was just weird. Yeah, it was weird. There's no amount of sriracha or cheese or whatever was gonna make that thing like a hot dog. It was a hot dog in shape only. but aren't a lot of things. Not worth it. So yeah, avoid that. And like, we do eat a fair amount of tofu in my family, and but you know, my kids, I usually just cube it up, and they'll just eat, you know, cubes of it, or you can fry it up and you know, get it crispy on the outside, and it's pretty good. And but again, we're not avoiding meat, we just don't buy it often. The other issue we have, I don't know what your setup is at home, but we have an apartment, and the tiny stove, it's actually in the center of the apartment. So there's a stove right next to the doorway that leads into like the hallway. It's not even really long enough to be a hallway, but you know, the kids' room is over there and the living room is over there, and then right next to the stove right there is our bedroom, and there's no range cover above it. So if you make any smoke at all, it fills the apartment, you know. So we don't make bacon or anything like that. You know, the few times we've tried it, we have to put a fan on the other end of the kitchen, blowing out, just to try to get smoke out, so it doesn't set off the alarms. It's just not worth cooking meat in our apartment. So that's another part of our issue. But like the lentil stuff, yeah, you're not making a lot of smoke with that. You know, the tacos, obviously you're heating the shells up in the oven, so that's no problem. But anyway, just a couple little meatless tips from Meatless Matt the Greeter. Yeah, I would do things for a hamburger some days, but you know, like, yeah, I'm not avoiding meat, but when I don't have meat, if I'm eating something like falafel, Habibis or Byblos, if I'm eating that lentil stuff in the tacos, I'm fine. So, oh, hey, if you want to go in the opposite direction, I invite you to check out 602 North. RJ made a keto pizza crust out of chicken. He basically took chicken and he pounded it into submission, so it's a flat disc, and baked it crispy, and then topped it and put it in to bake the cheese and stuff, and then ate that as pizza. And that was, I mean, if there's anything I'm dying to try, that would be it. You know, pizza crust made out of like crispy chicken. Come on, that sounds like paradise. Anyway, 602 North will bring you that. Go check out his channel and search for it. You'll find a lot of other good stuff on there as well. RJ's a great guy. Salt of the earth. All right, guys, that's it for today. I will talk to you guys soon. Matt the Greeter. Bye.